How are you feeling in these last 12 days? And how, what will you be watching on election night, say 9 p.m., that will make you feel either really depressed or really optimistic about, about Democrats' prospects for taking back the Senate?
So for me, this is the first time in a long time I have not been on the ballot myself. The 6-year Senate term is a good thing. I like that. But I feel like I am. I mean, I feel nervous along with so many other people throughout the country because this is such an important midterm election. And what we are also seeing in some of these very, even red states, states that Trump won, is what voters want are senators who are going to stand up first and foremost for their states. And that means holding the president accountable, means working with the president if the president's got a proposal that's good for their state, means opposing the president if the proposal is not good for their state. And in many of these farm states, tariffs, for example, have been very harmful to the economy. Look, the Democrats in the Senate have a very tough political map, right? We have 34 races, 26 of them are Democratic incumbents. 8 are Republican seats. So our approach has been hold +2. And as you know, the states that we are most focused on have been those states that Donald Trump won, where we have Democratic senators. And then we've been very focused on a number of other states, like Nevada, Arizona, big race in Tennessee, big race in Texas, interesting races in places like Mississippi. I will be looking first at the states, of course, on the East Coast. I think that Bill Nelson is going to win in Florida. Rick Scott has been, oh my God, he just put another $8 million of his own money into the race just the other day. But the reality is, on issues like climate change, gun safety, no oil drilling around the coast, Bill Nelson has been with the people of Florida. So I will be looking at the Florida race. I'll be looking at a lot of the House races because a lot of the House races in some of these swing districts will be indicators as well of how things are going. How
different is the map in the Senate? You've obviously worked on re-election efforts in the House extensively. Yeah. How different is this math for you right now?
Well, it's very different. Starting with the fact, of course, that in the Senate only 1/3 of the Senate's up, whereas every House's seat is up, and so House races for that reason are much more susceptible to waves, right? Because every single House race is up, whereas in the Senate, first of all, only 1/3 of the Senate's up at any one time, and then we have a lot of states that Trump won by big margins. When we started this re-election cycle, more than almost 2 years ago now, people were predicting major Senate Republican gains in the Senate because we are defending 26 seats, including 10 states that Donald Trump won. And we have only one state where you have an incumbent Republican senator that Hillary Clinton won. That's Nevada. But what's happened is you've seen this great sort of grassroots energy. Not just among Democrats, but also among a lot of independent voters who do want a Congress that will hold the president accountable. And so, that's what's at stake in this election. And what we are seeing is that voters, even in very Republican states, want people who are going to fight for their state and not be rubber stamps for the president.